What's up, family? It's QahirTheConqueror here. Enjoy today. Enjoy today. I try now, and I kind of want to base my life around this, at least now, where I'm at now, is enjoying today, the present moment. Something cute I kind of thought of is like way back as a young child, a young student, when, the teacher's doing roll call. And she's like, so-and-so, you gotta say here or present, you know what I mean? But like presence, being present. Are you actually here? Is something that in assessing my life, I'm not proud that many cases I was so focused on the future and so focused on, just that type of thinking, because I'm a forward thinker. I'm very methodical. I think a lot. But it's times where I could have done better being present and being where I was. It's priceless because you don't get moments back once you live them. Just as I mentioned, thinking and reflecting, it's like I could have been more present and many times throughout my life, and maybe even now, which is why now I try to enjoy today. Whatever today is and whatever today brings, the next day brings. Whether it's good or bad, try to be there fully for me. When you're present fully and when you're immersed where you are, you can see everything a little bit more clearly around you. You can smell the roses better. Because if you're worrying about this, or you're worrying about this in the past or the future, or just, running circles around your head over stuff that you'll get there when you get there. Stay with me. You can see the opportunity around you. It might be gold mines around you, metaphorically speaking. It might be so much opportunity that you're missing out on, or just the blessing of the moment. Because next point, I do think when you're young and relatively healthy, or even older and relatively healthy, even people that ain't healthy, I think we are a little arrogant, and that's being generous, to just think that tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow gonna be there. And I just don't want to be so arrogant as to think that, especially just with how life can go. It's people that were around and it's they're not anymore. And it's I could have been a little bit more present. Because the blessing could have just been sharing that person's presence and they're not here. Whether they physically left the earth or whether they're not in my life anymore. But also to kind of go back to this main point is I don't want to be so arrogant as to think that tomorrow is promised, because it's not. In the Holy Quran, I'm pretty sure it's probably a few places I'm just going to say it loosely, but it was an allegory and a parable. And it's we're so arrogant to say, I'm going to do this tomorrow and I'm going to do this X, Y, Z. And then Allah is but you don't say inshallah. I just try to live. And I think it's something to encourage, be in the moment, be where you are fully, be where your feet are. You're exactly where you're supposed to be there. And then to move a little further, also just because I think when I get it, we're humans. I say that a lot, but it's just because you have to establish that. And then society, and we got, timelines you're supposed to have, and you got to have this and do that and do this and do that, do this and do that to keep up with who? Even if it's the norm, whatever works for you works for you. But I'll get there. So why now thinking, why would I stress about where I'm not at the moment, if that makes sense. Like, I want to worry about today. Today is enough in itself. In a bad way, just like being a human, it's a lot that comes with each and every day. You got to figure out what you're going to eat. You got to, you know what I mean? It's a lot of decisions you have to make. So I think plan for the future. I'm not saying just go on a whim and just wing it, because in the Bible, it says that without a vision, man shall surely perish. So I think the vision can even be vague, and then eventually you start to shape it. But why worry and stress about there when you're not even there yet? Like, I'll get there. It's kind of what I tell people, like, when they ask me, like, what are you going to do? And what about this? Blah, blah, blah. And a few times, I mean, many times I played the game, but like now I'm like, I'll worry about that when I get there. I'm worried about today. And then when I get to tomorrow, I'm worried about tomorrow. And then when I get to the next day, I'm worried about the next day. Because another thing, there's stuff I cannot control. Number one, will I wake up? Okay, let's say I do. But it's a whole bunch of other things that I cannot control. What I can control is what I do today. Who I am and how I maneuver. And then it also brings unnecessary stress. Like, as a student, you know, we got an exam 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, and it's people stressing out. Oh, we got what are you gonna asking questions and, you know, and complaining and stuff. And it's like, I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about this class, and then we got another class after that, and another class after that, and then in between those classes, I have this day and that day. So what I can control is I go to class, pay attention, take notes, study, and then I'll be more prepared for that event. I'll be more prepared for the other stuff. And that's just what I think is sound reason that, like, I truly now try to live by. Life is also, it's like a blur. Like, I can remember when I wanted to be this age, or when I wanted to be 10 years ago's age. Like, and it's like, I see my cousins and stuff getting older, and my siblings that are younger getting older, and like the youth getting older, and I'm still youth too, but it's like life just keeps going. Be present, be where you are, be where your feet are at, be where you at. Like I said, my guy told me, time isn't promised, moments aren't promised. And I think it's important to enjoy today fully. Even if you gotta, you know what I mean, go through whatever you might go through that individual day. If it's a great day, revel in it. If it feels like a not so great day, feel. This also ties into so many other things I said, because like, man, I trust in God. I trust in myself. Because I'm like, I can't even control certain things. I pray about it, go to sleep, try to do my part, which I can do better at that. But like, I'll get there. I worry about that when I got to worry about that. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy who I am in this moment and try my best to prepare for future events, learn from the past, but live in the moment. I think presence is important. I think there's an art to being present. When I'm at the gym, I'm present, and I'm not calling anybody out, but I see people that just, and it's like, you're not really here. Be with that person that, if you have mirrors at your gym, or like if whatever, like that is doing that one rep at a time, looking in the mirror and being present with that person. All right, we got your careers and your families and all that stuff, but like, if you weren't making decisions based on true presence and you just zipping through, and it's like you're in a rush to go where? In a rush to get what? Because once you get it, you still have, hopefully, life to live. So it's just like, I'm not in a rush anymore to do what? To go where? To get what? To accomplish what? I'll get there when I get there. I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it. I'm eating food. I'm present. We just, and like, as you know, if you don't know, I'm a nutrition major. There's something called mindful eating. There's research behind it. Being present with your food, with your meal, eating it, appreciating it, being in the moment. Meditation, something I'm trying to get better at. Being present, being there, being grateful for your body, your life, your day, all of that stuff. And I think that's real. And I'm falling in love with that. So my advice to you, if you care, try to be present. Just try to embrace that day. Appreciate that day, the day of. Whoever is around, enjoy today.